My name is Dionté and I'm 28 years old. September of 2015, at the age of 21, I've been diagnosed with osteosarcoma, which means it's a form of bone cancer. I'm a Special Olympian in tennis, swimming. The first time I've been to the Special Olympic, I've won 2 gold medals. One is for a singles match and the other one is for doubles match in Puerto Rico. The second time I've been to the Special Olympics, I've traveled to Athens, Greece, and I swam and I jumped the line. The rules are in swimming, if you jump the line one too many times, you will be disqualified. So that's what happened. The third time I've been to the Special Olympics, I've traveled to California and I won a gold medal in tennis. And that's where things kind of took a weird turn. Before I went to California, I've been experiencing some pain in my left knee. I've been to the doctor probably about 2-3 times, and then I had X-ray done twice. I haven't seen anything, and so it was just like that before I left to go to California. Left to go to California and just practicing, and my pain didn't get better. It got worse, and it got so bad at one point that they have to call their EMS for me. I went to the hospital and they just gave me some medication just to rest up a little bit. And then fast forward to the Sunday morning, I had my match, my tennis match, and I went and I won my first gold medal in California. So although I won my first gold medal, I was still in a lot of pain. Pain that I can't even wrap my head around. Day or two, it got worse. So they took me to, I think it was UCLA clinic, and they have done multiple X-rays this time because they did not know what's going on, why I was in so much pain. And so when they get back their results from the X-ray, they give one of my coach a call, tell him that I need to go to a doctor as soon as possible. A few days later, when I got home, I went to Dr. Hendrickson that morning, and then he scheduled a surgery for me to do a biopsy in my left knee. And when he got the results back within about a day or two, he called me, my mom, just call everyone and tell us we need to come to the hospital and so they can discuss what's going on with me. Dr. Warner is the one who diagnosed me, because Dr. Hendrickson and everyone was there. So he's the one who diagnosed me with osteosarcoma, which means a form of bone cancer. And I was just shook. I was just sitting there with just not saying anything. My mom started crying, breaking down crying, like tearing up crying. And me, I was just quiet. Everyone speaking to me, I'm just not listening to anyone because I literally couldn't believe that it was cancer. And but after Dr. Hendrickson referred me to Dr. Wilkinson, um, they sent me for a CT scan of my chest to make sure there was no nodule. There wasn't any. There was no nodules on my lungs, but the main source was my knee, because that was where the cancer were. And my bone was halfway eat out, like a big chunk missing, big chunk of my bone have missing. So I was playing tennis on that foot. So just to show you, my foot could have just snapped at any time, at any day. And I thank God that didn't happen. So I heard that, I was like, okay, that was bad. That was really bad. Fast forward to losing my foot. Wilkinson called around the Caribbean and asked what he should do. And each and every one of them told him to amputate my foot. And I told them just take it off because, as you know, that was the main source. And I know that I wouldn't be able to play tennis like the way I used to, which means upsets me a little. Well, not upset me a little bit. They upset me a lot because my goal was to go to the big stage, but that didn't happen, and that career that I wanted is gone for good. It was the same year, late September, early October, I got my foot amputated in 2015. I went to surgery sometime in the afternoon, evening time, and when I got out of surgery, I don't remember feeling any pain, no nothing. I was just fine. And then late that night or early that morning, my foot was bleeding, and I bled through all of the bandages, and they literally had to take me back into surgery to see why I was bleeding, and they didn't find anything, so they stitched me right back up, and then I went back to my room. The next day, after coming out the surgery, they had me stand up. That wasn't fun. It just felt like my foot was there and it was on fire. It was it's pretty painful. And I don't know how to describe the feeling. It's just painful. And then I had to do probably weekly checkups, weekly, every 2 weeks checkups. It took a while before it can actually healed. One of the nurses gave me some sort of powder in a bottle, and she had to like sprinkle it my foot so my foot can heal faster, because it wasn't healing the way it's supposed to. So it was burning a little bit and it was itchy, but I just couldn't wait to get those stitches out because it was in a while. So after my foot healed, my boss at the time, who is Dr. Kimberly Mitchell Stewart, who I used to work with at the CTR Monitoring Network. Dr. Kimberly Stewart and the team have raised, I think, over 2,000 US dollars to send me to Barbados to get a visa. So I went to New York to live out my life. Not really for treatment, but it was a dream of mine to go to New York just to have that experience. And when I got there, it felt right. It felt like home. Leon and Brittany, friends who are in New York, flew me out, and will be ever grateful for that because they didn't have to do what they did for me. I just want to thank you all so much. My first doctor visit, I went to do blood work and other tests. And when I did, I started treatment right away. I had to put a port into my chest, and then they did the biopsy. And the doctors out here in St. Kitts told me that I'm a stage 4. So when I went there to confirm that I was a stage 4 osteosarcoma, I went from living out my life to getting treatment done. I was supposed to have 10 cycles of chemo, and then And after that cycle of chemo, I went back to the doctor. I went back to Dr. Poy's office, and he came in looking nervous. And when he looked nervous, he made me even more nervous. So I was just scared out of my mind, my skin, my skeleton. I was just scared to the part that scared not probably not gonna become a word. So I was that scared, and he told us that it's working, and about 90% of my lungs is clearing up. And I was like, he should have never came in like that. He should have came in with a happy face, probably balloons and one of those poppy thingies, But when he came in shaking, and I can remember that like it was yesterday. Um, and I was happy that I was getting better, and then I have to those 2 sessions that I missed. I have to continue those sessions after finish all my chemos and all my chemo sessions. The 2nd of September, I've had of 2016. Sorry, I've I had have open lung surgery on both of my lungs. After 4 hours of surgery, and my father came up. He saw me. He fed me. Recovering time. I think I stay in the hospital probably about 2 weeks maximum, 2 weeks, and then I was out. And then, but after my surgery, they had me with a walker thingy. They had me doing physical therapy, and I wasn't down with it because I didn't have 2 feet. I only had one, so I have to kind of hop, and when I hop, it kind of hurt my chest, so I have to completely stop it and just rest up and all that stuff. Even come to a point that they have to come in and pull me up on the bed, and that was painful. And on the other time that my I was in my room, and they came in and listened to my lungs, and I think they heard some thing in my right lung collapsing. So they have to come in again with a surgical tool, and they kind of put one of those blue things over your face so you can't see what they're doing, and they had to cut into my chest again, and they took one of those wires and to get the tube into my chest. So I had like 3 tubes in my chest. So I have that. And so when they put the tube in, when they was putting a tube in my chest, they told me that it's gonna be pressure. I was like, that was not pressure, that was pain. But they got it in, and I just hated that feeling of that going into my lungs, because that was uncomfortable. Then they hooked me up to the two machines that was taking fluids out of my lungs into this, I don't know what they're called. But after all that, I just had a chest cold, and it was yucky. It was so disgusting. But after that, I recovered, and I recovered well. And then by November of by November 12th of 2016, I was back home in St. Kitts. After being discharged from the hospital in Syracuse, Um, I've stayed with my friends who flew me out to New York, and I stayed with them close to a year, and we had multiple funds. There was one time they took me out to Texas Roadhouse, and and my birthday was literally coming up. I think I was about to make my 22nd birthday, and they told their one of the waiters and
Texas Roadhouse! What? We have Mr. Dionté over here celebrating his 22nd birthday. Can we get a big round of applause? Woo! On the count of three, I need your loudest and your rowdiest Texas Roadhouse yee-haw. 1, 2, 3, yeehaw! Happy birthday, sweetie.
thank you.
Happy birthday!
Was kind of funny, you know. It was really funny. What for me was like embarrassing, but really funny at the same time. But I love that. I love my friends so much, and I will keep fighting. Not only for me, but for people for the people who haven't make it to see today. Shodella, I'm plugging in my information, and I actually have a YouTube channel. I actually have the video of me walking without my crutches for the first time. Dionté Foster. So you guys can go check that out.